TIFU by not following my commands procedure for drug testing. I am in the Navy and my command recently revised our urinalysis instruction requiring males to lower their trousers and undergarments to below the knees while being observed for a drug test. This revision came about because a few guys were using the Whizzesnator to cheat. I was the observer yesterday and I didn't want it to be awkward, so I didn't make everyone drop their pants all the way. Most guys followed protocol without being asked, but a few didn't. One of the guys that didn't may have used a prosthetic. If his drug test comes back invalid, I will be totally screwed. I don't know what I am going to do without the Navy. Should I tell my chief that I may have messed up? I just recently re-enlisted and I really don't want to get into trouble. TL. Doctor, I am required to have males drop their pants and underwear for an observed drug test and I didn't follow the protocol. What if the guy didn't want to remove their jean short cut-off undergarments? Would they get discharged? I'm sure we have some military users on here that could advise you on it. That's a really tough call. 1211 posts about this topic today. Are you setting up a preemptive defense? During my time in the Navy, I hear over and over again, it's not the crime. It's the cover-up that determines the punishment. I was a witness at 3 different captains' mast in one admiral's mast. And in half those situations it was the cover-up that ended up being the major factor in handing down a big punishment. Hell, I had a buddy get alcohol treatment. Other punishments suspended for successful treatment as his punishment because he just admitted to messing up and said it's because he's always drunk. Chief will be pissed. Joke intended. But if you own up, he may have mercy on you and go after the offending party from the urinalysis. Also, this is one of the main reasons I am glad I was out after 6 years. As a former chief and urinalysis coordinator, come forward. Explaining what you did may have some consequences, but not as huge as if you didn't. Tell them it just didn't come to mind at the time, but going over it in your head, it did. It's the difference between a slap on the wrist and captain's mast. As a frequent pecker checker from my time in the Marine Corps, here's a pro tip. The SOCO is ultimately responsible for that process, not you. They may threaten you, but no one's going to take a sailor to mast for not gazing at the meat long enough. Don't be too quick to fall on the sword unless you really think that chief first class is worth it. I've watched too many honest sailors fry because of a spineless CPO. Edit. Words. Easy. Tell the truth. Report it. You didn't want it to be awkward, and one of the guys that didn't follow procedure properly may have used a prosthetic. Don't delay. It's not your job to cover up for other people. Keeping quiet will make it look like you might be, and you'll find it harder to explain after you're accused. You made a mistake in the early stages of a new procedure you found awkward, and now you're reporting what happened. That shows integrity, courage, and a commitment to the intention of the law. Edit. If they're innocent, then no harm done. If they're guilty, then that's their problem. Don't make it yours. It is generally the case that those who do the right thing, own up to a mistake, get punished far less severely than those who are caught. You have a decision to make. 1. Own up to your mistake. Take whatever punishment you get. Point 2. Roll the dice. Take what will likely be a more significant punishment. You are in the forces, and while this is only a drug test, the rules, the process, the procedures exist for a reason. This is quite simply honor. So are you honorable or not? To those who say, but it's just a drug test, you are right. However, if someone cannot count on someone else to do what they are supposed to do when it's not an emergency, they certainly cannot count on that person in an emergency. If someone cannot count on someone to own up to a mistake and has to catch them, they cannot trust that person. Many professions don't have the risk of loss of life for taking creative liberties with the rules. Most people who have counted on others in true life or death situations understand the above. If you don't understand the above, then consider your experience as simply inconsistent with ops reality, and if you cannot put yourself in an ops mate's shoes, then your perspective isn't going to help. I know the military can be really strict, but do you think you could use the old "it's a new system and I forgot" excuse? If it comes back invalid, "Sorry, I forgot, chief." Damn, have you never been in trouble before? Relax, bro. Personally, I like to take my pants all the way off. Do not incriminate yourself. I would always stick to you did it correctly. They cannot prove you did not. Did you look at his dick? I know you have to watch the sample leave the body. I suggest you find identity outside of the US military. Turn half right. I'm going to watch it leave the body, that's my old faithful. Just don't be a wuss. Nudity is perfectly fine and the USA needs to stop making people be ashamed of their bodies. General nudity. I'm going to play the devil's advocate and say you should just play dumb if caught. Oh, that's what a Wizinator looks like. I thought he had a medical profile. I remember being pulled to gaze at meat a couple of times. And I had maybe an hour training on what to do. Would I actually know what a Wizinator looks like? What if this is just some dude who had his junk blown off downrange? Am I supposed to grab and yank their dick to make sure it's real? Do you honestly expect me to be sitting there watching every single detail when we have several guys doing this all at once and you're sitting here trying to speed up the whole process? Command can't have it both ways. I'm either going to be detailed or I'm going to be fast. I'm not the one who is trying to game the system. And I did my job of confirming that sample came from that particular person. Tell your chief you screwed up. If the guy was wearing a prosthetic, he has a long history of doing drugs. Someone on a cruise with this guy could get hurt or killed if he screws up. That should be keeping you up at night. Not the part about having to be honest. How many posts with different versions of this story are you going to make about this today? Were you the observer? The one taking the UA? Just something you found out about and wondering if it was required? This is a weird obsession. If they kick you out, it's a blessing. IDK how anyone could re-enlist in the Navy. Former Army UPL here. As others stated, it will only benefit you to be straight with your command team. Just inform your superior you forgot the new procedure.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epicaricast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.